Hello and welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. Now this video is a bit different than our usual Star Wars programming, but I've been asked by a couple people to make a video on how I play my Marauder. Now I play Fury spec, which is a very bursty spec, so it's pretty good for doing storyline stuff. What I'm going to show you right here is a very basic beginner's guide. Now this video is probably not good for those who are already advanced in Sith Warrior. Like I said, this is just a beginner's guide. Now the reason I say that is this spec is more about priority skills. You don't really use the actual rotation. But for those who are still learning the class, this might be a good entry point. So please keep in mind that because certain abilities have different cooldown timers attached to them, there might be some desync involved, which is why the current rotation that I'm about to show you definitely has some filler points in which are inefficient in actual top-end gameplay. But if you're looking for an easy to use starter point, then this video might be for you. I'd like to give a special shout out to Lord Cirrus from Reddit for correcting my mistake in my previous video. I just recently found him on YouTube and he has some really cool videos. I hope you check them out. I just subscribed to him and I hope you do the same. I'll put a link to his channel in the comments below. Now, before we begin, let me discuss the resources available to a Marauder. Now, if you take a look, underneath your health bar is an empty bar reserved for rage. You start at 0, and as you do certain attacks, you will build up rage, and then you'll use that rage to execute the even bigger, more explosive attacks. Now, as you use those rage spending attacks, you will build what's called Fury. When you get to 30 stacks of Fury, you can spend those on your self-buffing abilities, most notably a very important skill that you'll be using quite frequently with this spec, known as Berserk. So what Berserk does, it requires and then converts 30 stacks of Fury. After that, you instantly generate 4 rage plus an additional rage over the next few seconds. By doing this ability, you should not be resource starved to use your big bursty abilities, which is really great. But it also grants destruction, which increases damage dealt with the next raging burst or smash by 15% and making them consume no rage. Also, if you have the 4-piece set bonus for the Marauder armor, activating Berserk increases all damage dealt by 3% for 10 seconds, which is really powerful when you start adding up all the other buffs that you have available to you. So here I'm going to show you the rotation. If you don't have any stacks of Fury, as well as having 0 rage, you can activate Frenzy, which will immediately give you 30 stacks of Fury, and then you can activate Berserk, which will generate 4 rage for you and start your resource generation. From there, you can activate Force Charge, which will start to begin powering up your abilities, as well as close the gap between you and your target. So, from the beginning, we're going to activate Frenzy and then Berserk immediately. So here we go. Frenzy, then Berserk, then Force Charge, Raging Burst, Ravage, Fury Strike, Force Scream, Assault, Force Crush, Obliterate, Raging Burst, Dual Saber Throw, Furious Strike, Battering Assault, Force Scream. Okay, I'm going to start over, but this time I'm going to replay it in slow motion. So here we're going to activate Frenzy, which will allow us to immediately activate Berserk after that. This will give us a 15% damage bonus to our next Raging Burst, as well as 3% from the 4-piece set bonus. Then we're going to activate Force Charge, which will give us our next Raging Burst and automatic crit. So as you can see here, you're getting 18% plus automatic crit. After that, we're going to activate Ravage, which will make our next Furious Strike automatically crit. So here we go, we're going to Furious Strike with an 8% boost with automatic crit. Then we're going to Force Scream, which is going to have 13% damage boost. After that, we're going to Assault, just to use as a filler while we wait for our global cooldowns. Then we're going to activate Force Crush, because we currently can't activate Berserk, so it's a Berserk filler. Then we're going to activate Obliterate, because we're within minimum distance, so we can't use Force Charge. Then we're going to activate Raging Burst, which is at 15% bonus with automatic crit. Then we're going to activate Dual Saber Throw, just in case it's been a minute since our last Ravage. Then we're going to activate Furious Strike, and as you can see here, after that we're going to activate Battering Assault, which will give us some rage back. Then after Force Scream, we're going to start over our rotation. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.